Peace be with you. My name is Rodolfo Martin Vitancol, a Gemini. In this video, I will present to you, is Yahweh the Father of Jesus? Since Jesus was prophesied by the prophets of Yahweh? One basic truth about the coming Messiah. The God of the Old Testament is Yahweh, while the God of the Gospel is the Father of Jesus. The two are not one and the same person. The one who sent Jesus to be the Messiah of the world is the God of the Gospel, not the God of the Old Testament. What the God of the Old Testament promised to send is a prophet, not a begotten Son of God. Yahweh, the God of the Old Testament, has no begotten Son. He alone created the world. That is the basic truth about the coming Messiah. Unfortunately, from this basic truth, there arises one very big question. What is this one very big question? How could the Messiah be sent by the God of the Gospel when the Messiah prophesied to come was made by the Old Testament prophets, whose God is Yahweh? The question has two connotations. First, Jesus is a fake Messiah, since his God is not Yahweh. Second, if Jesus is the true Messiah, his Father therefore is Yahweh, since he is the fulfillment of the Old Testament prophecies made by the people of Yahweh. About the first connotation that says Jesus is a fake Messiah, since his God is not Yahweh, this is what I can say. To the Jews, Jesus is really a fake Messiah. And it's not only because his God is not Yahweh, but also because Jesus did not fulfill some of the crucial prophecies that would identify him to be the true Messiah. For this, they rejected not only Jesus, but also the entire New Testament. To this very day, the Jews are still waiting for the Messiah. Concerning the second connotation that says, if Jesus is the true Messiah, his Father therefore is Yahweh, since he is the fulfillment of the Old Testament prophecies made by the people of Yahweh, this is what I can say. If Yahweh is the Father of Jesus, then Jesus turns out to be a very evil son indeed. Why? It is because in John 8:44, Jesus brutally condemns Yahweh. This is what is said about Yahweh. You belong to your father, the devil. and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. Who is the father of the Jews that Jesus is referring to? Yahweh. Yahweh is the one father of the Jews. So, is Yahweh the father of Jesus? In the end, when you really analyze it, the real big question is not how could the Messiah be sent by the God of the gospel when the Messiah prophesied to come was made by the Old Testament prophets whose God is Yahweh. But rather, is it possible for the prophets of Yahweh to be prophesying about a Messiah whose God would happen to be not Yahweh, but another God? The answer is a resounding yes. First of all, what is prophecy? Prophecy is prediction. To prophesy means to foretell or predict what is to come. Many religious teachers or so-called Bible scholars confuse prediction with revelation. What is revelation? If I say, God told me to build a church on this site, that is not prophecy or prediction. That is revelation. I am simply communicating to people the message that was revealed to me by God. What is prophecy or prediction? If I say, God told me to watch out for false prophets, for many will come, saying they are sent by God, but whose only intention is really to deceive you, then that is prophecy or prediction. Everyone may have the gift of revelation, for everyone is free to receive the Spirit of God. But not everyone may have the gift of prophecy, for it takes a real special gift to be able to predict what is to come with the greatest of accuracy. Most importantly, prophesying has no connection at all to one's possession of a religion or lack of a religion. Just as a person with a religion can prophesy about the coming false Messiah to deceive the world, a person without a religion can also prophesy about the coming true Messiah to save the world. Therefore, when the Old Testament prophets, whose God is Yahweh, were prophesying about the coming Messiah, they were simply foreseeing a Messiah who was to come. But who exactly this Messiah would be, they did not know. In fact, they did not even know that the name the Messiah would be called was Jesus, and not Emmanuel, as they said he would be named. The name Jesus is nowhere to be found in the entire Old Testament except in the Gospel. In conclusion to the question, is Yahweh the Father of Jesus? Since Jesus was prophesied by the prophets of Yahweh, the answer is a resounding no. Amen. If you want to see a new light, a light you've never seen before, may I invite you to subscribe to this channel and walk with Jesus all the way to making His mission of life happen in our world. In the name of God, through His only Son, Jesus, I wholeheartedly thank you for viewing this video presentation. May the Spirit of God be always with you. Amen.